I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination synergized to navigate.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. It is an amazing day to be alive. I am quite happy because I have been getting some amazing pearls of wisdom, or what you'd say, encouragement. And of course, I need this morning particularly. And so I say, good morning, Mikey G. How are you doing?
Lady Elise, good morning to you as well. Of course, it has been an aesthetic morning. We're talking about our heroes, and of course, we're celebrating them. And today's Heroes Day
Yes.
nationally in Jamaica, and of course, in our diaspora across the world. And so we are celebrating this one thing common to all Jamaicans today. And so we are very excited about this one. Of course, we did say Marcus Garvey is one of our greatest heroes, and of course, is one of his statements that he made was people who do not know their past is destined for their past being their future, and so
Yes.
we at Flashpoint keep it as a mantra in some way and respect to say that we will always keep true to understand what the past was, so when we see these things happening again, we know somebody's trying to play the same games. All right. Of course, we want to say welcome and good morning once again to our listeners or viewers wherever you are across the world this morning. I want to say to our friends in Grand Cayman Islands, good morning, Grand Cay. And of course, we are here once again. It's a breakfast hour. And of course, this morning we have a special guest in studio with us, Lady Elise.
Yes, of course, we are in a celebratory mood, and more so because I'm not alone in the studio this morning. I am joined by a special guest, and of course, he will be sharing quite relevant information in a short while. I will introduce our guest to you after we get back from this break.
Of course, when we come back,
Flashpoint Media present Point of Praise, Cayman's Got Talent, Gospel Edition, Saturday, October 25, 2025. Place to be, Triple C 74 Fairbanks Road, Georgetown, Grand Cayman. Tickets, pre-solds $25, VIP $50. Part proceeds to Loud Solid Voices.
I'm just
Be
like my
there.
father in this thing.
Our guest today is very what should I say? Can I pick up pin to say to describe? I think he has more than 100 pins all displayed here. Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, and of course so many other pins. I'll ask him to tell me what a few. I was ask him about all of them, but I want to welcome you to the studio, and of course, and he's also clad in pink, and he's going to tell you the reason for that. Welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm good. Morning, everyone.
Morning. You are representing the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. Lions Club. Give us a brief history, Mikey G. I'm sure you have heard about the Lions Club,
I definitely
and you
have.
have
I
seen them in
definitely
action.
I definitely have I've heard about the Lions Club. Not only that, I have many friends who are members of the Lions Club. Maureen is one
Oh,
of such persons, She's
and when you think of a lion, what do you think of?
well, immediately as I think of the Lions Club, I think of a strong club or a strong people, a people with a mission and of course a purpose. That's how I feel about just the word Lions Club.
Just the name.
Just the
Okay,
name.
let's
That's
find
what
out a little
strength.
more.
I think about strength.
Strength.
resilience. Yes.
Yes, I'm Lion Norman Howell.
Yes.
I'm currently the president of the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
Yes.
Lionism started in the United States in 1917, and some business person decided to see how they could give back to their community. So from the outset, Lions was synonymous with service from the very outset. Our founder, Melvin Jones, said that service is the rent we pay for the time that we are spending on earth. So it's really key. It's a way of life for Lions. In the Cayman Islands, we have 3 clubs in the Cayman Islands. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, which is the father or mother club. And we have the Lions Club of Cayman Brac, and then the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. So I represent this morning the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens as its 33rd president and the 4th male president, as it was an all-female club when it started in 1993.
Okay. Yeah, I would ask this one question. Okay. Let me not. There are 2 questions happening one time.
I think the female club in Cayman.
Yes, in Cayman.
Because the founder it was from 1917.
17.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
So the question I'd ask right now is simply this: you have so many, more than 1 clubs in Cayman, Lions clubs in Cayman.
Yes.
Do they conflict with each other? Are they a unit of 1 club but many parts?
Well, I can say it's 1 club, many parts. Technically, what we do, we
are
have
they separate?
9. We have 9 global causes that we focus on, and the clubs have what we call signature projects. So there are clubs that focus on certain things. For example, for us, our signature project is really breast cancer. And for the Grand Cayman Club, they would do prostate cancer. Yes, they do prostate cancer, and they are having a number of activities coming up too. And then Cayman Brac will look at maybe childhood cancer and other things. So we divide ourselves up. To make certain that we cover all that needs to be covered.
So what you do? You have a female club, you have a male club, and you have a children's club.
All right, you have.
I'm just messing with it.
Originally,
yes,
it was all male.
I'm just.
The women want to make sure that they have a say, which I don't have a problem with that. So the wives, most of them were wives of the Grand Cayman Lions. They formed the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, and actually, our charter president 33 years ago is still serving, very active in the club at the moment.
That's amazing.
And she came out through the Leo movement. Actually, I came out through the Leo movement too, which is the youth arm. So in Grand Cayman, I think we're about 5 or 6 Leo clubs, the high schools, colleges, and in the community. So we are building for the future.
So you're saying the Leo Club is a youth arm
right,
of the Lions Club.
Right.
So if you never know, you're learning something. And we are speaking about history. And when you mention 1917, it brings back so much richness to my mind. To be alive for so long means that you would have been contributing significantly
Very much so.
to society. And I say congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Now, you mentioned prostate cancer, breast cancer, 2 very important causes. And incidentally, I caught up with Lions Howell right here in Grand Cayman at the breast cancer walk. And I believe it was really well supported, well organized. And I want to congratulate you and the team for making your voices heard. I noticed you're in pink this morning, and I know that there's a lot of things happening in October. It's like you want October to continue all through the year based on the amount of activities I see.
Well, October continues all throughout the year because the Breast Cancer Foundation assists us closely. We work with them closely.
Yes.
And actually, as you said, you met me at the walk run. The Brenda Tibbetts walk run is actually one of our major fundraisers to make sure that our ladies in the Cayman Islands can get free, I'm going to use the term free mammograms because we have to pay for them really. And so we use it as a fundraiser. Along with other things, we do supermarket drives from early July into September. we have what we call a pink shop that we import and sell pink items to raise funds to make certain that our ladies annually can get their mammograms done.
All right. So I like the focus, but there are a few men who, unfortunately,
Yes,
have had breast.
I was definitely going to that question because
Yes,
I'm
yes,
lately, I'm just recently becoming aware of men also are affected by breast cancer. I did
yes.
not know that that even was possible or it was a thing until I was educated in that department to say that not only women face this tragedy, also our men also did. So we are clear candidates for any of these things that are happening. How in because you it is for breast cancer, so many people thinks it is all about women. How do you encourage the men to also be a part of this program and also to be checked out and of course to have themselves aware of what's happening with them?
Okay, in terms of awareness, we have what we call awareness meetings in the 5, 6 districts in the Cayman Islands. So we go for a 2 hour, 3 hour session where we invite medical personnel, oncologists, persons who really have the knowledge of what is happening to come. Actually, our breast cancer chair, who is a lion, is actually a medical doctor and he specializes in those areas. So we are armed with knowledge in terms of that. And I remember him saying that about 1% of men are there who will have breast cancer. I actually met, I think it was last year, a young man here who was actually is one of our breast cancer survivors. And I think I learned recently that Rihanna's father, he came to do some presentation sometime last year, I think it was, with the Breast Cancer Foundation. He's actually a breast cancer survivor. So there's 1% small, I'd seem, but we also need to make sure we get the education. So when we have our awareness meetings, we invite male and females. Sometimes our males will accompany their female partners. And as a club, we make that when they come, we welcome them and have something special for them most times when they come. So we are there encouraging them too. And they are good supporters, to be honest with you. They're good supporters.
So what impact would you say you have had on the community? Because when I saw persons walking, some were survivors. It wasn't a race, but certainly a signal of unity on a very important cause that affects just individuals and communities at large. What impact have you felt that the Lions has had on the community right here in the Cayman Islands?
Well, actually, the last run we had about a week or so ago was actually our 28th run. So we have been around since 1997 with this cause, addressing this cause. Actually, to say that a member had a close friend who actually was diagnosed and later died of breast cancer. And so she helped to champion that cause. So in 1997, the club decided to take on this mantle. So 28 years. And we are proud of the record because one of the things this year, which I'm happy for too, is that a number of our survivors came back to do video clips and were able to use them to advertise our upcoming activities and all of that. And they were able to tell the persons who were watching that you really need to have this detected early. So our mantra is early detection saves lives. So that is why we believe we want to at least provide 500 mammograms each year to these persons to make certain they can at least be checked and know where they are.
That's a big congratulations.
I also want to say congratulations to the Lions Club for the efforts it's making and the headway it's making in this department. It's very crucial, Lady Elise, to see that there are persons who are concerned about each other, and not in our society today. You find that it is a dismal place to live when the concerns of each other is not our concern. And I'm happy that there are persons, men and women, who are out there who are putting themselves at risk, giving up their time that they could be doing other things to look at others and to give service to them. So I really want to congratulate you and really give a big shout out and of course a flashpoint support right here.
Service is the rent we pay, Mikey G.
When we are alive, for life that we, for the life that we. I love, I heard it, and I'm like, I grabbed that one right away. I am not grabbing it to use it for anyone else but myself.
Yeah,
You know, and
I like it.
I feel that conversation. When you said it, I felt it in my heart right here. I felt it that I am
Yes,
that person who is service. I believe I'm a service oriented person myself. And of course, we at
yes.
Flashpoint feel the same passion. I'm happy for you to share this with us. So while we won't use it as our mantra, we will definitely use it as one of the taglines that we could possibly understand. And we want to thank you for sharing it with us this morning.
And I know over 27 years how difficult it is to keep something going. I have started ventures, and half of the way you get discouraged, but to keep something going for so long, it speaks to the tenacity and the will. That
Yes,
will and that
definitely.
desire is very important to get to where you need to go. You have to
Yeah,
have that
here,
mindset.
here is here's a question I'd ask, Lady Elise. Here's a question I'd ask quickly.
Yes,
Starting the Lions Club, 1918. That's
1917.
1917. I jumped 1 year, one complete decade, I suppose.
Yes,
Right? 1917. There's a history on 1917 and that humble beginning. I would love,
yes,
be honest, I'm hopeful that you are able to just share a synopsis of that early beginning and what sparks that need to raise or cause a Lions Club to be born in the Grand Cayman Islands. It's baffling me right now. My mind is going crazy right now. My neurons are just sparking all over the place.
I figure these businessmen, that were all businessmen who started it at their lunch hour,
yes,
must have seen the need to give some support to their community.
yes,
Outside of raising funds and that sort of thing, they must have seen that need. And I'm happy that over the years, I guess that's what keeps the movement. The need to
yes,
help the less fortunate. And I would say to people sometimes that it brings some amount of prestige to know that you are giving back, but it takes more out of you most times than even what you're getting. Because there are lions, there are many of us who would have to go into our pockets to supplement a service activity because we
yes,
want to see it get
yes,
off to the
yes,
level we want to see it get off. So, and I tell you, sometimes, well, here now, fundraising has been tough. And we would have known because a number of MPOs are now on. So to raise funds are tough. But we all, each year, go all out to make certain that we can at least cover our budget for breast cancer and other things and leave some surplus for the next year because you want to make certain that you're not starting from zero each year. You're starting on some. And we have developed some great partnerships. I remember there are sponsors out there who will call you from pretty early, even before you start planning, to remind you, hey, here, my check is ready for you to pick
oh
up, that sort
wow,
of thing. So we are really appreciative of that. And I mean, that's what keeps us going too. Keeps us going.
Amazing.
yes. Well, now we are in the month of October, and I know that you have a few activities that will be coming up for the remainder of the month. Just share with us what we expect to see and how we can participate, how we can support, how we can share the news, how we can get involved.
All right. For today, actually, our members should be at the government administrative building trying to sell what we call our dress down, dress pink shirts because on the 24th of, that's Friday coming, we'll be having island-wide dress down, dress pink, where we are encouraging every single Caymanian, every single person living on this island to dress in pink. And if you want to make a contribution, you can make a contribution through your organization, through your company, to the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens for their mammogram, their breast cancer awareness program that we do each year. So they are there encouraging our government workers to purchase these materials and to wear them as we go. Also, later that evening, we're having like a little after work liming situation at the Mango Tree restaurant. We call that Pink Affair. So we leave from work in our pink or dressed up, and we go to the Mango Tree for a fun afternoon,
When will that be?
Friday the 24th.
Friday the
Yes,
24th.
Friday coming.
So, listen, guys. So, for those persons who are not able to go to the government administration building today, but they are interested in getting a shirt,
Okay.
how can they access?
We have what we call a pink shop. Each year we set up a pink shop.
Yes.
So we actually reconfigure our den, Mike Simmons' den next door to Mango Tree, reconfigure it to put up a shop. So you can go there and you can purchase your pink items and pink shirts. And we're open Monday to Friday from 11 to 4 and on Saturday 11 to 2 o'clock. Or you can call this number 936-1739 or WhatsApp that number and we can make some arrangement for you to pick up your shirts for that activity.
Well, all right. So would my red shirt count?
You should write down the number.
Lady Elise?
The number again is 936-1739. And somebody has that, so somebody will be able to respond to you in terms of how you can get your shirts. And I don't have the designs here today, but I tell you the designs are looking real good. And this was maybe a year or two ago. The shirt that I wear is one of our dress pink shirt that we had. So it has the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. This was one of
and here is a lovely
pushing cancer.
I was just saying a while ago, Lady Elise, that would my red shirt count? Would my red shirt count? It wouldn't count.
No, we wanted to go pink. Well, that's a men don't know colors in it. So men are colorblind. That's what we heard.
Yeah, well, I am one of those men.
I'm all sorts of shapes now. Shades, all
sorts
of shades now.
I'm so colorblind right now. I'm sure I'm wearing pink. I wear.
Yeah, you're encouraging it too, so I'm all right. Yeah.
All right, but the number again, once again, let me hear it. It's 936
1739.
1739. Okay,
173.
There you have it. It's the pink shop.
Yeah.
Pink shop, yes.
That's located next door to Mango Tree, next to Napa, over on the other side of Napa. So it's right in that roundabout there.
So I'm gonna say I hope you have the handbands that are pink as well that we can.
Yes, we have handbands. All of those things are there.
So I'll get
pins.
All right.
We have pins for survivors too, so they're there.
I'll turn up for my handband.
All right. Okay.
Now I'm gonna touch on an issue, Mr. Howell, and we like to keep the conversation balanced, right? And of course, we know we recognize that the issues that are faced in terms of breast cancer is something that's worthwhile putting your energy. Now, you're talking about the Lions Club. Is it the Lions Club of Grand Cayman that's doing prostate cancer?
Yeah, the Lions Club of Grand Cayman. That's one of their.
To be honest, I have not heard as much as it relates to prostate cancer. And we here at Flashpoint would love to be a part of that, pushing that out there as well. So if you will send us the contact so that we can be blue for November.
Is it blue for is it blue?
Want to.
I definitely will. Definitely will.
We want the Lions Club of Grand Cayman also to share that same fire and flame going out, that men know that they need to step up to the plate as well, take care of their health, make sure that they do the necessary tests, and I'm sure that the facilities will be made available for ease of access to the service. You talk about 500 mammograms, and you're talking about prostate screening from next month, and I'm sure the same amount of effort and accessibility will be there. It's just that people don't know as much.
I'll definitely get them on. Actually, I was in a meeting yesterday. We had a regional meeting yesterday at the Grand Cayman Club. So we had the Jamaica and the Cayman Islands is a region.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that came up. And I learned that for the first time last year, they were able to do 105, I think it was, men. They have never seen that number. So I know with the support of Flashpoints, getting that information out, they should be able to move that number. So definitely I'll be getting in touch with the president to make certain that she can make an arrangement to come and talk about it to sensitize, to spread it amongst our men.
So you have a female president on that side,
Yes,
and a male president on there.
Yeah.
Okay, all
You know,
right.
it's a very
He
interesting.
has a nice pink shoe on his shirt. He might
It's a,
have a
it's a very
nice blue
interesting.
boot.
It's a very interesting twist in events, to see
Yes,
that the who benefits consideration is given to husbands because they are
yes,
not just men. Men are husbands, fathers, brothers, and sons. And so sometimes we tend to distance ourselves and become insensitive to our men in our society because somehow when the term vulnerable groups comes up, the men are not included in that. It's a sad. No, I am back. It was last night when it catches me once again.
yes.
I heard something, and it says vulnerable groups, and it started to hit me hard again because it has happened before, and I realized that men are not including in this vulnerable group. And so when you think about sympathies for everyone, sympathy
Yes,
is not thought about for men. And
yes.
I am an advocate for that sympathy that needs to happen and that awareness that needs to happen, that you not need to be so cold against the men, but to also include men in that group of persons who are attacked and are also vulnerable as well.
Well,
And so today I am happy that the Lions Club has taken the initiative to
yes,
balance the thing out properly. They
yes,
didn't
yes,
just left it half cocked somewhere. They make sure
yes.
that they ensure that the women are taken care of and the men
The
are taken
men
care
are
of.
taken
And they are
care of.
not
Yes.
left behind as if there are some scoundrel somewhere without any reason to have any care for. And so I'm really appreciating the Lions. You know what? I need to be a Lions lady, Elise.
Yes, you're welcome. I mean, we need people from all areas. As a matter of fact, some people figure that lions are rich people and that way
Oh,
up in society. That's the concept of some people coming into the movement and hearing. But I remember as a Jamaican, there were some housewives who were part of the movement too. There were persons who can't give you the money, but they were able to give you the
they
hours to
can give a
serve.
service. Yes.
So I mean, we balance it by encouraging at all levels to be
How
involved
does
in.
one become a member of the
All right,
Lions
once you
Club?
express an interest, a member will invite you, introduce you to the movement, invite you to meetings, invite you to projects, and then you will decide, no, is this really what I want to do? And once you accept that, then we go through an orientation process.
Okay. So I mentioned the pins you were wearing, and it signals to me that you did not join the club yesterday.
That's true.
It shows depth and history. How long have you been a member of the Lions
All
Club?
right, I've been in and out of the movement from 1982. Fresh out of college, on my internship, I met my supervising teacher, who was
Mm-hmm.
a lioness at the time, because we had lions and lioness at the time. And she felt the fervor she saw, said, no, man, you need to get into the movement. And she introduced me to the youth arm, which was the Leo, and I became the first president, the charter president, the Leo Club of Spanish Town.
Wow.
And then years after, I came back to become a lion at Spanish Town. I've done lionism in other areas, including the United States. In the United States, I served as first vice president, for 2 years during the COVID years. Decided to go back to Jamaica. Having gone back to Jamaica within a few months, I was in the Cayman Islands and decided, man, lionism is in my blood. I need to get involved in lionism, man. The rest is history, really. But I've been part of that movement since 1982. Yes, sir.
Congratulations on staying with the course, of course, and to be truly converted. That's what it means. So 1 minute you might not be actively involved, but pretty soon you're being
Back,
called back to
sir.
to serve.
As I
Tell
would
me
ask,
at least the pins that you wear. Give me at least two. What two represent?
All right. Most of the pins, each district governor,
Mm-hmm.
who is the person who is in charge of a specific area,
Yes,
usually do a pin. So I have a number of district governor pins on me.
right.
there are particular presidents, individual presidents would do a pin. So I'm trying to find mine. So for this year, I did a button and a pin, which talks about accepting the challenge, united in service. And it's ironic that that message to the international president is serve to lead, lead to serve, and the district president is service is a privilege. So all three coming down the line are all talking about service, which is, as I said, is all we apply. So you'll find pins on here that individual club presidents, district officers would have put together zone chair. You'd also find on here our global causes pin for childhood cancer, diabetes, disaster relief, environment, humanitarian, hunger, vision, youth, and recently we added mental health and well-being because of the whole mental health discussion that is going on, or that was added in July of this year as another global cause. So our work as Lions all over the world are usually centered around these 9 global causes.
Well,
Well, here's,
yes.
here's for me. I'm saying you mentioned Spanish Town. I understand that they want to speak Spanish in Spanish Town.
No, they don't speak Spanish in Spanish Town.
Unless the schools, the teachers might have, just that. Just
Are you really answering him?
I'm just struggling because I'm also from that area as well. So I'm one of those
Yes.
one of
So
those
here we
persons
have-
who could identify with some of the
Yes.
things that he said about just traveling, just moving from place to place. And
Yes.
as you move, your cause continue to stay with you and continue to follow you, or you follow the cause that you have. And
Yeah,
so this
both of
morning,
them.
yes, here's where I'd like to strike a little bit, and I'm saying to you, for a Grand Cayman and for our listeners this morning, you are having an event, a signature event for cancer awareness and of course breast
Yes.
cancer in this one. When is the date? When is the event? Tell us a little bit about the event that is upcoming and what is expected of us, the audience or the public in this sense. And of course, Flashpoint is definitely on board with you. But apart from that, our listeners and persons who you really want to reach, what is expected of them? And of course, when is the event and how will it be presented to us?
Well, our biggest meeting would be our Georgetown meeting at the Lions Community Center. And that will be on the 28th of October at 7 p.m. That's our biggest meeting.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, right? Our biggest meeting. So persons who have not yet caught any of the awareness meetings in the district, we're going to encourage them to come to Georgetown meeting
Where's that going to be?
at the Lions Community Center on Crew Road.
Okay.
We also have clinics. We have Bordentown Clinic coming up, and we have the West Bay Clinic coming up. So these are the options you can use to go to have your to get your mammograms so that you can have your testing done. There's a North Side coming up on the 26th. That's a Sunday. So what we try to do, we give each, as much as possible, we do a Saturday, Sunday, and afternoon to make certain that persons can fit in.
So what time on Sunday? Is it
On Sunday, it's 9 o'clock. So we go to church. It's a William Pucci Memorial Church on the North Side. So we're all over the place, as I indicated, right? And then we close the month, open the new month with our survivors breakfast on the 1st of November. Of course, this is by invitation only. So our survivors, we're hoping that this year we can attract at least 60 survivors. This event is sponsored by Baptist Health International. So we have that collaboration with Baptist Health International, their Cayman office here, who help to organize that for the survivors. And they have a ball when they go to their breakfast. And of course, we get a lot of testimonies there and, encouraging each other to make certain that we are surviving and doing well. So we look forward to that. I would not, it would be remiss of me if I didn't mention that for this year, the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability came on board. And I'm going to use the word big time. They are one of our major sponsors. So I'm going to say thanks to the Ministry of Health through the Minister, the Honorable Catherine Ebanks-Wilkes, Melvin Jones Fellow, because the Lions Club also honored her about a year ago because of the services she was giving to the Cayman Islands. We also want to say shout out to the Breast Cancer Foundation. Breast Cancer Foundation actually sponsor make contribution to our walk run. So they didn't have their banners out last week, but the banners were out. They weren't there with their tables, but they support us greatly. And what usually happens that after our October activity, anything that is breast cancer related, then I know Breast Cancer Foundation would have been taken up. So I want to shout them out. Of course, the doctors and the hospitals, Health City, Cayman Islands, Doctors Hospital, Integra Healthcare, Oasis Medical Group, Ocean Med, Med Lab, of course, our own HSA. These are some of the health facilities that support our breast cancer awareness program. Whether coming out, all the clinics are held through HSA, or awareness meetings, the doctors will come in and assist us from the various entities. And of course, we get discounted mammograms from some of these entities to make certain that our ladies can really, really afford these, to have these early tests, because we are saying that early detection saves lives. And
yes.
Our survivors constantly remind us of that.
So there you have it. So many activities. As a matter of fact, in my mind, I'm trying to cement so many things that are happening. And if we don't access it, it wouldn't be your fault, because the services are made available and now we are sharing it. And if you know someone who needs to access the service, share it with them as well. As we were reminded at the beginning, service is the rent you pay, yes, for just living, for being alive on earth. What are you doing? Certainly, it is important that we not just take for ourselves, but share with others. Congratulations, Lions. And of course, we will be sharing with our audience the calendar of events. And we encourage you, 500 mammograms, guys.
Wow.
You know, when he said free, it's really not free.
It's
Yes, it says if it's free, it costs somebody something.
Right? But it's saying that you should just step up, be bold, and whether the issue is you cannot afford it at this time or whatever the circumstance, remember you're welcome. There are certain members on board. He spoke about persons in the health field that are there to help you bridge that gap. So it's not just talking the talk, you know, they're putting action. So, and big up to the team. I'm sure you have a hard-working team to keep all of this happening.
Yes, I must say that actually, well, how we do it within our club.
Yes.
Our first vice president, getting ready to take on the mantle of president, carries a lot of responsibility. And health, breast cancer and general health is one of his or her major portfolio. My current vice president is Lion Panther Stumby, Melvin Jones Fella. I'm shouting out to him and to the members of the team. We have we have breast cancer awareness executive, breast cancer awareness core, where every member of the club is invited as a part of that thing. So the information is going out and we are getting some support. I wouldn't want to close without giving you our social media handles. For Facebook is Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. For Instagram is LCTGPR. Our website, search for us as the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. TikTok is LC Tropical Gardens. And of course, X is LCTGPR. So we are on social media. Follow us and see what we're doing. If you want to become a part of us, you want to be volunteering with us, whatever it is, get in touch. And remember that number, 936-1739.
Right. And if you're in the Georgetown area, remember, okay, so the 24th, be in your pink. It is Dress Down Pink Day. You can get your supplies right there beside Napa, across from a mango tree. You can go and get your pink to wear on Friday, and you can wear it after Friday. Yes, but let's all support the movement. And of course, coming up Tuesday, right here in Georgetown on Crew Road, there will be the biggest meeting. What time will it start?
7 o'clock.
7 p.m. Make it a date and don't be late. I mean, Flashpoint need to be there, putting their eyes there. But I say congratulations and, well done to all the members of the Lions Club. And remember, we are on board as well for November, when, of course, the Lions Club of Georgetown will take the baton on to speak about prostate
Prostate
cancer.
cancer, yes.
They'll be part with November. Okay. So I'll talk with President Siri. Make certain that the contact is made for that.
Well,
Step.
thank you so much for coming into the studio
Sure.
today. We certainly enjoyed your presence, and continue to do the good work that you're doing, giving service, paying your rent.
Yeah.
Paying your rent. And of course, ladies, come on board, get your mammograms done, be a part of this wonderful initiative of the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
I also want to add my quota. Thank you for coming into the studio this morning and joining us for this morning's experience right here on Flashpoint. Of course, I would say, ladies, bring your husbands for that very important test for their prostates.
Thanks very much for having me and helping us to share our message.
Certainly.
You're welcome, sir. Of course, our listeners this morning, I want to thank you for joining us for this experience right here on Flashpoint. Of course, much more to come when we come back. Thank you.
Flashpoint Media present Point of Praise, Cayman's Got Talent, Gospel Edition, Saturday, October 25, 2025. Place to be, Triple C 74 Fairbanks Road, Georgetown, Grand Cayman. Tickets, pre-sold $25, VIP $50. Part proceeds to loud, solid voices. Be there.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination synergized to navigate.
First, I want to say welcome back. Lady Elise. I want to say good morning once again to our listeners or viewers. If you're just joining us for the first time, if you're just joining us and you're not of the first time, welcome this morning to you. Of course, we had such a robust discussion just now about the Lions Club of Grand Cayman and, of course, the awesome work that they're doing. Of course, we are right here. This morning it's really one of those mornings that we have so much going on, and we give God thanks for that. Of course, Cayman Got Talent here comes up on Friday. On Saturday, the 25th of this month. Of course, October is a very busy, busy, busy month. Lady Elise, I want to tell you that indeed we are definitely getting ready for that one. It's going to be an experience of a lifetime. For those of you who if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, please remember you can get tickets right here at Flashpoint, our studio, right on West Bay Road. Lady Elise, could you give us the information of how we can get tickets this morning?
Of course, we want to thank, of course, Lions, Mr. Norman Howell for gracing us with his presence. And of course, coming up this weekend, Cayman's Got Talent. And of course, part proceeds will go to Loud Silent Voices, a mental health support group. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, as Mikey G was saying, tickets can be had at the Cayman Islands Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, or also right here at the studio at 269 West Bay Road. If you have any questions, you can send us a message, 321-6969. That's 345-321-6969.
All right, having said that, of course, Cayman Got Talent, we are going to be out there on Saturday evening, and I'm telling you, it's going to be an exciting evening, Lady Elise. Let me ask you something, Lady Elise. How you feeling about this experience right now? How you feeling about Cayman Got Talent and what's going to be happening on Saturday night?
Oh, I'm excited. Have you seen the participants?
Yes, man. Those videos that are coming out, and of course, remember, guys, go out and check them out and see who's your participant, who is the person that you are going to be carrying for this experience. Because, of course, we have a $1,000 grand prize for the winner of this event. And I'm telling you, you're going to be having a wonderful time with us. And of course, these people are going to be having an exciting evening as well, performing, and of course, having an exciting day to debut and to showcase their talents across the Grand Cayman, not just in Grand Cayman Islands, but across the world. And I'm telling you, it is going to be an occasion not to miss. And so for those who do not get your ticket yet, go get your ticket now. Of course, tickets are costing in $25 right now for adults, of course, $10 for children, $50 for a VIP, $35 at the gate. So please do not be late. Remember, this is Cayman Got Talent, and of course, right here on Flashpoint, it is a Flashpoint supported program sponsored by Flashpoint Media, and of course, we are definitely pushing this one. Of course, Lasco is one of our sponsors as well, and so we want to let you know that this morning it is going to be another day that we discuss a little bit about our heroes. We wanted to talk a little bit about our heroes, Lady Elise. And of course, today's Heroes Day in Jamaica and across the diaspora. And of course, we are in the Grand Cayman Islands, and so we are of an extension of all of this conversation. Of course, we had a few heroes that we are celebrating. Of course, my favorite hero, includes the Lady Nanny, includes the Lady Nanny of the Maroons, and of course, Kojo, of the Maroons as well, of course, and the man Paul Bogle, and our Daddy Sharp. And so these are these are my main focus heroes. Of course, we can't exclude Norman Manley, Sir Alexander Bustamante, and of course, the great Pan-American man, Marcus Garvey, who came up with the Pan-American flag that now flies throughout the world. And people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Patrice Lumumba from Africa actually gets their message, and of course to understand the strength of Africa and African descent. And so I want to say this morning, congratulations to all those who understand this message. And if you don't understand, as a black person, as a Jamaican, and you don't know about your heritage, please go look it up. Don't be a fool one more day. Please do not be fooled one more day. All right, so please go pay attention to these things. And so today I'm watching Django later. Lady Elise, I'm watching Django today. I'm watching Django. And I'm watching Django, the one, not with the other guy. I'm watching Django with Jamie Foxx. Django. I'm watching that movie today. That's my movie for today. Yes.
And enjoy. And of course, it's time for us to take a short break, and then we'll come back to the conversation, Mikey.
I'm actually enjoying the conversation. All right. You know what? When we come back, guys, Stay tuned. Do not move a muscle, all right?
One and Up now has ARA, DHA, and prebiotics. It's a new, smarter formula. The time by Lasco One and Up is...
The time by Lasco One and Up is 8:48 in the AM. Of course, it's news time right here on Flashpoint.
Good morning, Cayman. It is Monday, October 20th, and these are the news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. I'm Corley Karen. Another pedestrian killed on West Bay Road. Police are investigating another fatal collision on West Bay Road after a man believed to be a visitor to the Cayman Islands was struck by a vehicle and killed on Saturday night, October 18th. The incident occurred around 9:10 p.m. near Piper Way, close to Hampton by Hilton and Coconut Joe's. Emergency services were called after reports that a pedestrian had been hit while crossing the road. An off-duty senior police officer helped the injured man until paramedics arrived. The victim was transported to Cayman Islands Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Police say the female driver of the vehicle appeared to have suffered a medical emergency at the time of the crash. She was also taken to hospital for treatment. This is the second pedestrian death on West Bay Road in 2 months and the third fatality in the Cayman Islands since early September. Back on September 12th, 37-year-old pedestrian Paho Pias was struck and killed near Palm Heights. Another pedestrian was seriously injured in that crash, and the truck driver was arrested on suspicion of drink driving. Following Saturday's incident, a section of West Bay Road was temporarily closed as police conducted investigations diverting traffic through Lawrence Boulevard and Eastern Avenue. Anyone with information is asked to contact Georgetown Police Station at 949-4222 or submit anonymous tips to the RCIPS confidential tip line at 949-7777 through the RCIPS website or via Cayman Crime Stoppers. Government releases sweeping immigration reform bill. Government has unveiled a comprehensive immigration reform bill, opening it for public consultation until November 14th. The bill, described as a decisive and crucial point in national policy, seeks to realign immigration with Caymanian priorities while maintaining economic competitiveness and social balance. Among the key proposals, extending the general residency requirement for applying for Cayman status from 15 to 20 years, increasing the post-nationalization requirement from 5 to 10 years, requiring spouses or civil partners of Caymanians or permanent residents to hold their residency and employment rights certificate for 15 years before applying for naturalization or permanent residence, introducing term limits for civil servants, restricting work permit holders from changing employers within the first 2 years of their permit with a 1-year departure requirement before applying for a new permit, requiring annual declarations from those granted Caymanian status or holding RERCs with potential revocation for non-compliance, introducing age limits for certain work categories such as specialist caregivers and commercial farmhands, ending eligibility after age 65. Immigration Minister Michael Miles said public input will ensure the law reflects the realities, needs, and aspirations of the people it serves. Feedback can be submitted via email to immigrationconsultation@gov.ky. Cayman Airways increasing baggage fees. Starting November 1, passengers buying economic class international tickets on Cayman Airways will see higher baggage fees. The first and second checked bags will cost US $30 each if paid online or through the airline's app, or US $35 if paid at the airport or call center. The airline says the fee increase, its first since 2022, reflects rising operational costs while still maintaining some of the region's lowest baggage rates. Fees for additional bags will also increase, but details are yet to be announced. The £55 allowance per bag remains unchanged, and business class passengers will still enjoy 3 free bags on international flights. Domestic baggage fees between Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman remain the same. Petition to wind up NCB Investments Limited withdrawn. The Grand Court petition to wind up NCB Investments Limited has been withdrawn after the petitioners confirmed that the debt at the center of the case was fully paid. The hearing, held on Friday, October 17th, followed a dispute over 3 properties purchased by Kialani, NCB's boutique wellness and business hotel project on North Church Street. Attorney Sean Tracy of Campbell's, representing petitioners Quayside Holdings and Sandy Scholes, said the parties reached a settlement earlier this week. NCB's Group's senior manager Tanya Napik said the company is pleased that the matter has been resolved. The developer earlier confirmed that Kialani project is fully under contract and construction is expected to resume for completion by the 2026 high season. And now to regional news. Guyana signs US $156 million World Bank deal. Guyana has signed a US $156 million loan agreement with the World Bank for its Integrated Transport Corridors project, which will upgrade roads, bridges, and highways across key regions. Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh said the initiative will improve connectivity, safety, and climate resilience while boosting agriculture, housing, and tourism. The project forms part of Guyana's 2025-2030 development agenda and ongoing infrastructure expansion under President Irfaan Ali's government. ECCB promotes inclusion and integrity in regional finance. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is hosting its first ever AML CFT CPF conference focusing on promoting financial integrity, inclusion, and innovation. Deputy Governor Dr. Valda Henry urged institutions to strengthen anti-financial crime measures without creating barriers to access. She highlighted the ECCU First Step account as a model for affordable financial inclusion, while calling for vigilance against cybercrime and social engineering threats. Trinidad backs U.S. military actions as CARICOM calls for peace. Trinidad and Tobago has restated its support for U.S. military operations in the region, distancing itself from a CARICOM resolution reaffirming the Caribbean as a, quote, zone of peace, while other leaders emphasized diplomacy and adherence to international law. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa defended Washington's actions against drug cartels, saying she has, quote, no sympathy for traffickers, end quote, and calling for the strikes necessary for regional safety. Recent U.S. military actions in Caribbean waters have reportedly killed at least 29 people, including 2 Trinidadians. Jamaican news: earthquake and tropical wave. A magnitude 4.2 earthquake was felt across parts of Jamaica on Sunday afternoon around 2:08 p.m. The epicenter was located 8 kilometers south of Buff Bay, Portland, at a depth of 10 kilometers, and was felt in St. Catherine, St. Thomas, Kingston, and St. Andrew. Meanwhile, the Hurricane Center is monitoring a tropical wave moving through the Windward Islands, bringing gusty winds and heavy rainfall. The system has a 60% chance of developing further in the Caribbean Sea. For National Heroes Day Monday, Jamaica's Met Service forecasts isolated morning showers in the east, followed by scattered afternoon thunderstorms across central and western parishes. That's your breakfast hour news update for Monday, October 20, 2025. For more on these and other stories, please continue to stay tuned for more updates throughout the day.
I want to thank the lady Corley Karen this morning for presenting the news so ably this morning. So much happening in our news this morning, immigration reform. That's one thing that is on the news. And, every time you hear about immigration, it's going to trump even the death of somebody who's on the road. Can you imagine that? Yeah, because somehow, it's just how it goes. I'm sorry to hear of that person. I remember being told of the accident happening on Saturday night. And even Sunday morning, the body was not removed yet. Or it was removed later in Sunday morning, sometime about 8 o'clock or around that time. It's sad to know, but there's so much happening in our world, and it is so, I think that if we could do more for ourselves, or help others, help each other some more, we could see a better community, we could be more heartful, Of course, we want to thank the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, or in this case, we are talking about breast cancer awareness. I want to say thank you, Tropical Gardens Club. I want to say thank you for coming into the studios of Flashpoint this morning, and of course, engage us in this meaningful discussion that we're having. It is one thing to say something, but another thing to do something about it. Lots of persons have a lot of talk, and so there's a saying: put your money where your mouth is. And in this case, I want to thank the Lions Club of Grand Cayman to go out there and do just that. And I want to say kudos to you, and I'm thankful that we are a part of this experience and that you have allowed Flashpoint to assist you in this venture. Of course, we are privileged also to be a part of this great movement of saving lives and helping others across the globe. For those who are joining us this morning, it's time for us to get out of the studio, guys. I want to thank Lady Corley Karen, our news anchor this morning, for the able way in which she presented the news, and of course, my co-host, or I am the co-host, Lady Elise, who is hosting the breakfast hour, and Mikey G, who co-hosts the breakfast hour this morning. I want to thank our viewing audience and our listening audience, those who are listening on www.flashpointmedia.ky. Our web radio is happening right there. Of course, those who have joined us on our social media platforms, our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, our TikTok pages. I want to say good morning to you, and of course, thank you for joining. Of course, remember, Flashpoint continues all day. Yeah, man. Flashpoint Radio on www.flashpointmedia.ky. Of course, continue to enjoy. Have yourself a God bless day, guys. It's indeed a pleasure to be here with you. See you tomorrow.
listening to Flashpoint, the family radio.